Welcome to the weekly stock market roundup as of Friday, 31st October 2025. First of all, a word from our sponsor, Wise Idiot T-shirts. The website is store.wiseidiot.com. You can go to the website and look at the T-shirts that are there. That they make T-shirts basically based on Indian history, culture, ideas, identity. So if you look at, for example, the collections like this one, art and culture, and I go down and I scroll down to something like this t-shirt there, this one, for example, let's say the observatory t-shirt that you're observing there. So you can see it looks quite good, and the designs are quite nice. Okay, I got different colors in black, navy, petrol blue, steel, coffee, and maroon. There are other t-shirts also. So if you look at this one, for example, it's a great t-shirt to have. And as I said, the design ethos is quite different from others. So this t-shirt, for example, you can see here that it looks at each man's desire to follow their hearts and chart their own path. The T reimagines man as a mere pawn in the ocean of life, and yet the innate desire to pursue the goals and dreams that lit a fire in them and helped them succeed despite the odds. This chess philosophy graphic T is an affirmation of the hope that fires up even the most humble person in the quest to reach their goal. This graphic T invites you to reflect on your desires, goals, and ambitions that has helped us build this world, with most of it good and getting better. Amazing. So the code is Finance Dragon. You can type it in when you buy the t-shirt and you get a 20% off. Secondly, as you can see, we have got only a few subscribers, 47 to be precise. So what we're doing is that we're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. And so for that, we are going to give away a prize of, let's say, 10 books up to a price of 750 rupees. To the first 1,000 subscribers, we'll draw a lot. And those 10 who get those books can choose any books. So if you go to a store like Amazon, for example, you can buy something like The Intelligent Investor, but it is priced at paperback at 249 rupees. So you can actually get some more books. For example, let's say you want this book, then you can get One Upon Wall Street by Peter Lynch, also 382. So anything up to 750 rupees is what you can get. If you want to look at other books, for example, if you look at something like History of India, and yeah, for example, let's say this book, Shattered Lands by Sam Dalrymple. Its paperback is 1799, so it is out of our budget, but this one hardcover is 675 rupees. So it is within our budget. You can get this book also. It's quite a good book. It's got good reviews. So you can get any book up to 750 rupees, two books or more also if you want to. So your name will be announced once we reach 1,000 subscribers, and the 10 of you who win will get these. So please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. Now, before we start, this video, it comprises of slides. All right, this is historical information. We have gone through each of these slides one by one and explained to you what they are, what they are about, what they stand for. You can pause this video and you can go ahead and look it up for some time. There's also a blog link in the description and also in the comments that you can go and see the blog in more detail. That'll give you a good idea. Now, finally, this information is purely historical and reflects our understanding of past market events. It is not investment advice, stock recommendations, or financial guidance of any kind. Now, these investments are always subject to market risks. Please conduct your own research and consult a SEBI registered financial advisor or other qualified and certified professional before making any investment. Now, let's start with the BSE Sensex. It closed at 83,938.71 as of Friday, 31st October 2025. It was down 0.32%, as you can see, week on week from 84,000 to 11.88. It was up still 5.29% from 1 year back at where it closed at 1st November 2024 at 79,724.12. On a 10-year basis, you can see it's still going upwards, nothing to worry about much. Now on the NSE Nifty 50, you can see that it closed at 25,722.10. It was down 0.28%, again approximately 0.3%, just like the BSE. It was at 25,795.15 as of Friday, 24th October 2025. Year on year, it is up 5.83%. It was at 24,304.35 1 year back on Friday, 1st November 2024. On a 10-year basis again, this is on an upward swing. Looking next at the Nifty 50 and the Sensex versus the global indices. As you can see, this is how the 10-year performance has been. The Chinese indices are here, Europe is here, Dow is here. Nikkei has shot up this week, so it is past the Dow. Last week the Dow was above, Nikkei was down. Now Nikkei is up, Dow is down. The reason the Nikkei 225 is up is because of the new Prime Minister Takaichi's. They're expecting a fiscal stimulus from her. The corporate earnings have beaten estimates, they've been good. And the weaker yen has improved the export competitiveness of the Japanese export market. So again, Nikkei is up because of that. The Indian indices are performing quite well up here, right below the Nasdaq 100. If you look at the numbers, you see that the Nasdaq is at 449.71. Nifty at 219.50, Sensex at 216.04, this 10 years again. The next is Nikkei at 180.53, Dow at 166.78. This numbers have been reversed. Last week the Dow was up, Nikkei was a bit down. Now the Nikkei is up, the Dow is a bit down. Next is the Euronext, then FTSE, FTSE 100, 52.74 up over 10 years. And then the lowest have been the Shanghai Stock Exchange Composite Index and the Hang Seng, the Hong Kong Stock Market Index. Now, if I look at them on a year-on-year basis, we can see them. This is how they have been. The Indian indices are still not performing compared to the global market peers. This is how they've been performing. And this one that you see out here, this particular thing is the Nikkei. As I was saying that in the last few weeks, it has improved drastically over the others. The Hang Seng has improved quite well over the others this year. But again, Nikkei is, I think, outpassed them all. So you can see it here also. Nikkei is at 37.73 year-on-year returns. This is followed by the Nasdaq at 29.53. Then the Hang Seng comes at 25.96. Then the Shanghai Composite has been doing well this year, 19.47. Then the FTSE 18.73 and Euronext at 17.53. Then the Indian indices 7.20, 6.55. The Nikkei has been doing so well, in fact, that if you look at the month-on-month returns, you will see that this is quite high. In fact, it is at 17.64 up compared to the others who are actually not even near the 5% mark. In fact, Hang Seng is down this month. And if you look at the others and compare it to Nikkei, you see, okay, Japan is doing quite well. Now, let's look at the sector performances. Let's start with the BSE sector indices. The BSE oil and gas was the one at the top, 3.86% up week on week. Energy, then next, then metal, industrials, capital goods, 2.69, 2.44, 1.95, 1.56. Auto, focused IT, BSE healthcare, information technology, telecommunication were down, 0.89, 0.89, 0.79, 0.70, 0.69% down. On the NSE, the PSU Bank performed quite well because of the government impetus to actually raise the FDI limit to 49%, I believe. And oil and gas was the next, metal was the next again, mid-small financial services, realty was the last of the five, rounding of the top five. Then the bottom five, healthcare index, the auto, the private bank, pharma, and IT. All of them, if you see, are comparatively in the 1.14, 1.11 approximately range. Even this one, approximating, it will be 1 approximately. So these are the bottom five indexes that were down this week, week on week. Now, looking at the top stock stories, this is the one that we're talking about. If you look at it, Chennai Petroleum Corporation has risen 26.88 this week itself. And next has been Hudson Agro Product, then 5-Star Business Finance, Blue Dart Express, Welspun Corporation, Bharat Heavy Electricals, Mangalore Refinery Petrochem, HEG, Intellect Design Arena, RR Cable. You can see that this week close here. You can see the previous week close here. You can see the week on week balance difference, and you can see the percentage difference. Now, if I look at this one here and I look at this one here, you see the stark difference. These are down 14.14%. Cohen's Life Sciences. Vodafone Idea is down 9.25%. 360-degree one Wealth Management Services. Wealth Asset Management, I believe, is 8.77. Aditya Birla Sun Life, AMC 8.54 down. Bata, Bandhan Bank, Maharashtra Scooters, TBO Tech, UTI AMC, and Supreme Petrochem. Now, on the NSE, the top again is Chennai Petroleum Corporation. I'll talk about this in some just now. Then Five Star Finance, Business Finance, Blue Dart Express, Welspun Corporation, Bharat Heavy Electricals, HEG, Mangalore Refinery Petrochem. The companies are kind of similar if you look at them here. Similarly, for here also, the company has Cohance is again here, Vodafone is again here, Aditya Birla Sun Life again, AMC is here, Bata India is here, 361 WAM is here, Bandhan Bank is here, TBO Tech is here, Transformers and Rectifiers is a new one here. I believe it was not in the BSE bottom 10. UT Asset Management Company, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories were here. Now, the reason Chennai Petroleum Corporation has been performing quite well in the NSE and also in the BSE is because Bank of America, through its subsidiary BOFA Securities, a European subsidiary, actually bought a 0.51 stake in bulk deal, 7.62 lakh shares. They bought it at 868.59 rupees. Let me check my notes here. I get 868.59 rupees for a total bulk deal of 66.2 crore rupees. Now, the biggest surge was actually from Wednesday to Friday. On Wednesday on the BSE, it was at 809.80 and it closed at 980.05. This is on the BSE. So if you had this stock, you would have actually gained, if you had invested, for example, 1 lakh rupees, it would now have been approximately at least 1.2 lakh rupees. So this is how the stock market works. You need to look at the fundamentals of a company and stay invested for the long run. Because if you look at the stock market prices of, let's look at Screener, for example, here. If you look at the stock market prices of, if you see the max price here, you will see that, okay, this is how it has been. It was hovering around the 200, 300 mark. Even if it held it for, let's say, in beginning of 2020, around this February 2020, that's 101.20. And it is now up 24 October 2025 at 772.35. So again, it has been up and up. So this is how it has been. So that is it for this week for us. We'll see you next week again. Thank you for watching. Have a good week ahead. Goodbye. And please subscribe and win the prize. Thank you so much.